A 17-year-old escapee is still on the run 2 weeks after bolting from a state juvenile detention center. Now, the victim he shot and paralyzed is questioning a juvenile court judge's decision to grant leniency. Investigative reporter Mike Pearlstein has followed this story from the beginning and brings us this troubling turn of events.
Paralyzed from the waist down after being shot over a single dollar in an armed robbery, his life tragically altered, 21-year-old Daryl Scott offered as much grace as he could muster at the sentencing of the 13-year-old who put him in a wheelchair.
I'm glad that justice was served. I hope he gets the help he needs, and I'm finally past everything that happened.
Scott's attitude has now changed dramatically. Over the past 2 weeks, he has been forced to relive the nightmare, curtailing his activities and even hiding what he looks like today as a 25-year-old out of fear.
Just very on edge and just nerve-wracking.
That's because the juvenile who shot him, Lynell Reynold, escaped from state custody on September 13th and remains at large.
Don't want to take the chance of running into him or someone that's related to him and not know, so just staying inside and doing what I do.
Scott and his family are scared and also angry. They are angry at the State Office of Juvenile Justice for waiting almost a week before notifying officials about Reynolds' escape. And they are angry at Juvenile Court Judge Candace Bates Anderson for cutting short Reynolds' juvenile life sentence, which would have kept him in custody until he was 21, instead allowing him to be transferred to a non-secure facility. Anderson's ruling meant that Reynolds was allowed to be transferred to a step-down program in Lake Charles, where he bolted with his belongings.
I begged the judge, for the public, for the victim, please don't step Lynell down. He's not ready. And of course, here we are still reliving this all over again.
Dorothy White, Daryl's grandmother, has attended court hearings every few months when Reynolds is brought before the judge to assess whether he is sufficiently rehabilitated for an early release.
Judge, you owe us an apology.
We talked to Judge Anderson by phone, and she defended her decision to transfer Reynolds, saying he had fulfilled his requirements to get a high school diploma and learn a job skill. She said, quote, "I thought he was ready. After having a kid in front of me for 4 years, I had to make a decision." Anderson added that teachers and social workers testified to Reynolds' progress and that she rejected earlier requests to transition him out of custody. She added, quote, "It wasn't a decision I made lightly."
You know, Judge, there are children that can change, but Lynell is not the one, and I don't see how you don't see it.
We knew this was gonna happen, and we told the judge this, that he wasn't ready, but still, she let him out. She gave him the chance to be let out. So here we are. We knew it was going to happen.
New Orleans District Attorney Jason Williams sounded alarms about Reynolds' escape, urging the public to be on the lookout and warning that anyone caught helping him will face severe legal consequences.
The judge disagreed with me. Judges have a right to do that. It clearly was the wrong decision. And Lynell Reynolds has absolutely proven that by escaping, and as I understand it, this is not his first attempted escape.
The chances of rehabilitation for him are done. It shouldn't even be discussed, let alone brought up.
Mike Pearlstein, Eyewitness News.
The State Office of Juvenile Justice did not respond to calls for comment. In another development, Judge Anderson said she has issued a bench warrant for Reynolds' older sister, who is his guardian, after she did not respond to a subpoena to appear in court.